So this vehicle right here is a mid-size car. Well, the prices I see here, the average price paid for people to buy this might interest you or might even shock you. It's $22,292 to $30,802. This is average price paid. And then the original MSRP, I think that's manufacturer or seller's retail price, is about 22,140 to 33,370. Well, some of the reviews they did is that it has an outdated and drab cabin, unsupportive seat, and a few standard safety features to get the Malibu to the back of the mid-size cars. It has its pros and cons, but before I discuss this, let me do some interesting things. I'm going to go start the car because it has a push button. That's one of the things that makes it unique. And then it locks automatically as long as the key is not. I have just driven that vehicle a little bit just to show us one of the key features. One thing that I just found out when I got into the car, like I said, it has a push button. This is the key. It has a remote, and just by pushing the lock and the open button keys, you can just go in. Although the vehicle locks itself after a while when you come out and you've been a while. As long as the key is not inside, it's gonna lock itself. And you also see the button for the hood, the trunk. If I push this button, it's open, although it's not. Oh, it's open. And then the lid. Right there, you can put your stuff. So let's see other things Pros and cons. Class-leading predicted reliability score. It has a good gas mileage. One of the things we talked about. The mileage is 22 to 29 in the city and 32 to 36 on the highway. What does that mean? It means when you are driving in the city, you have to make frequent stops at the light. If there's a light, red light, you stop and then you keep moving. But the interesting thing about this car, when it stops, it kind of shuts the engine. It stops burning the gas. You can also notice that. So that's a very gas efficient scheme, saving you gas. But when you are driving on the highway, the highway has no obstruction. You just keep flying. Then it achieves more distance. In other words, if you're on the highway, you can drive like 32 to 36 miles on 1 gallon of gas. Whereas if you drive in the city, it drives, the mileage, the distance is covered with that 1 gallon is a little bit much less because you have to stop at many stops, right? It's a 4-wheel drive, and it has 5 seats. This vehicle, the 2020 Chevy or Chevrolet Malibu, has 5 seats. These are some of the things people put as con. That is negative comment or negative features about the vehicle. They say it has a low rent cabin. It has uncomfortable seats for long drive. I've not driven this thing. Maybe I've driven it for like maybe 1 hour 30 minutes. On one trip, like a tow direction. Driven it back for about 1 hour 15 minutes coming back. So quite often. It has few standard safety features. That's what they put here, and they said it has a high projected ownership cost. Ownership cost means all the cost is gonna, it will take you to. But I would not believe all this. But look, in the rankings, there are some rankings here. I say the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu's #1 ranking is based on a score within the 2020 affordable mid-size cars category. Currently, the Chevrolet Malibu has a score of 7.9 out of 10, which is based on their evaluation. This website evaluates cars of 36 pieces of research and data elements using various sources. I don't have time to go into all that. There are some other reviews. People have asked, is the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu a good used car? Like, if you buy a used one, is it a good one? The answer is, despite this rank, yes. Somebody has said yes, the 2020 Chevy Malibu is a good used car. It has a gentle ride, capable engines, great fuel economy, and one of the best predicted reliability scores in the class. Step inside, however, and you will see where this sedan falters. That's according to this side. It says cheap plastics fill the cabin and the seat lack adequate support for long drive. Additionally, this vehicle has high projected ownership costs and it's less agile than rivals. One interesting thing about this vehicle is it just speeds. It's just, even at the speed limit drive, it just keeps flying, and that makes it very interesting. Well, that's a little bit 2019 versus 2020 Chevrolet Malibu. What's the difference? He says there are no major differences between the 2019 and 2020 Chevy Malibu. And then he begins to tell you the key features that have changed over the years. There was a 2018, 2019, 2020, there was even 2021 and 2022. I think there should be more coming. And it has a lot of trims. In other words, the way the vehicle is built, you can look at this one. I don't know the trim of this one, but there are Malibu L, Malibu LS, Malibu RS, Malibu LT. These are different trims of the vehicle. I think we're going to just, this is just a little bit about this vehicle. If you have time, you might just have a review or take some time and test drive, find a way to rent a car or whatever, and just have a feel of what the vehicle. I'm going to turn the front side and we make a little more comments, and then we'll be done. I'm back again. I am back again. Let's talk about as we close this final session of the review, let's talk about something about the front side. You can see it has a very wonderful front view, and the vehicle actually has 4 alloyed wheels. We don't have a lot of time to look at that, but let's discuss the safety. This vehicle safety. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety is an institute that determines how safe a vehicle is for you to drive. They gave the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu the highest rating of good in 5 crash tests, and the second lowest rating of marginal in the passenger side small overload front test. So these Chevy's headlights were not evaluated. The headlight. This institute of safety, when the vehicle is built, eventually some of them take the vehicles and actually go and crash these vehicles. That's called crash testing or testing crash. They turn it upside down, they slope it in an angle. They just want to, see how easy is it to destroy this vehicle, or when there is an impact, when there's an accident, how much damage is rendered to this vehicle, because it helps to determine how safe whoever is driving this vehicle is going to be in case the vehicle gets into a crash. So they said the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety gave the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu the highest rating of good in 5 crash tests. In other words, they crashed the vehicle 5 times, and out of those crashes, they discovered that they called it good. Probably by the time the vehicle crashed, there wasn't much damage. If somebody was driving the vehicle and had an accident inside, the person will still be preserved. The person's body parts will still be intact. Yeah, so that's what we were gathering. So let us look at the standard driver assistant features, and that is where I'm going to stop. There's a rear view camera. Was all the time I was backing up, going back. The camera shows up on the dashboard. It tells me what is behind me and how much distance I have between the car and the object, so that I don't go and hit that object. So there's a forward collision warning. If you are driving and they're about to collide with something forward, ahead, there is a warning. I haven't witnessed that, but if it says it's there, it's there. So it's kind of a safety guide to keep you from crashing into something that is in front of you. It has a forward automatic emergency braking. It has an emergency braking forward. whatever that means. Forward automatic emergency braking. Pedestrian detection. That is, if people are walking and you are close by people who are walking with their legs, this vehicle right here will indicate. It will tell you, oh, somebody is so close to you. You better stop. You better drive at a very low speed so that you don't run somebody over. Blind spot monitoring. When you are driving and somebody is just by this side, if somebody is somewhere in between the two doors, you might not be able to see that driver, and if you try to change into another lane, you might end up hitting that driver because you didn't see there was a vehicle by your side. But this vehicle right here, the Chevy 2020 Malibu, has the capability to detect anytime a vehicle is around you, whether you see it in the mirror or not. That is one interesting thing about the Malibu. Rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning. When you move out of your lane, when you are driving, you're supposed to be in between two lines, which is called a lane. Anytime you deviate, you try to run on that line, this vehicle will give you an alert, which is very good. Lane departure warning, lane change alert. When you try to change a lane, it will begin to alert you. Lane keep assist, parallel and perpendicular park assist. These are some of the features. If you want to park parallel, you want to park, most of us in America, parallel parking is a meandering. It's the kind of maneuvering you do in such a way. If a vehicle is in between you, if you are in between two vehicles and you don't have much gap, or those vehicles parked before you, all you got to do to get in is to come inside, drive and meander in between them, and then straighten it out. This vehicle helps you. It helps you to do that. Rear parking sensors. Rear parking, when you want to park, but behind you, it helps you. It has a sensor that will help you to park. Adaptive cruise control, whatever that means. Automatic high beam headlight. I just showed us. Automatic means when you are driving and it looks like visibility is poor, the headlight switch on automatically. Those two headlights will lighten up so that you have a safe drive, right? Teen driver, it lets you do things like set speed and audio volume limit for secondary drivers. These are some of the features, and that's it. I want to thank you for learning about this vehicle. Feel free to like this page and take your time and go and read more about the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu. Thank you very much.